Imagine you can't find an American in America to play an American drama. I remember the first time I walked into a Walmart. I was in Texas. I had been to America before, but never in a store of this size, scope, and range. I was blown away by the sheer magnitude of the operation. I was wandering down the aisles and a lady nearly ran me over with her cart. She uttered some racist comment, but I was too enamored by what I was seeing to pay her any real attention. I think Walmart still impresses me to this day. I mean, where else can you go to get a bunch of bananas, lamb shoulders, a fishing rod, and some joint compound, all in the same place? The aisles go on for miles, and the food seems incessant. What's crazy, Walmart is not the only store like that. Besides finding a super Walmart in nearly every city, sometimes 3 or 4 of them, there's BJ's and Sam's Club, Target, Costco. I could go on. Why am I telling you this? Well, let's get to the point. With the advent of COVID-19 and other emergencies, there were days when you go into these seemingly inexhaustible places to find empty shelves. The bread was gone, the toilet paper was as scarce as gold, the meat was being rationed in some places, you couldn't take more than 1 pack of chicken legs. Nonetheless, the shelves were eventually packed again, and it seems as if the storm has passed. Americans went back to their normal routine. Very few of them stopped to ask the deeper existential questions. You see, many Americans, not all, many have certain beliefs, or should I say misconceptions concerning the great nation of America. Even all the people on the streets seem to adopt uninformed positions concerning this land. So here are 5 common American misconceptions. 1. America cannot fall. Many, if not most Americans believe that this country can never really fall. Around every 4 years, we have a few fearmongers come to scare the people into voting, but that's as close as many would ever come to examining deeper issues. The people protesting on the streets for change and the disbanding of essential organizations have never stopped to consider that their life and standard of living will change if what they're asking is implemented. The pitiful student of socialism has been duped into thinking that the standard of living will actually improve if socialism is implemented. There is probably not a natural-born American alive who has really been exposed to third world poverty. I mean, who have truly lived it. They may have seen it, but not lived it. Even the homeless in America have tents and cell phones. I remember one lady was homeless and could not find a shelter to take her in because she refused to part with her well-manicured dogs. Don't even talk about a Ford F-150. So many Americans are rocking the boat, burning cities. Others are ignoring the flames while embracing the ignorant position that the life they know could only improve. It's the equivalent of sawing off a branch upon which you're sitting. God has given us a glimpse of how quickly things can turn, how soon we could be standing in ration lines. Do not take the life that you have for granted. Do not trust in something so fickle. Trust in the Lord. He is the only sure thing. Number 2. The other side is stupid. It is quite amusing to watch the American political arena. I see Hollywood celebrities, who the world follows, make statements shaming their fellow American citizens, even their leaders. So there are divisions, factions, aisles. That's okay. What's not okay is when each faction goes out of their way to make the other look stupid. Somehow each group thinks that the rest of the world will side with them. Get this, to the world, an American is an American. In other words, when one looks and laughs at an American, the laughing is pointed at the entire nation, not just a faction. The world is not as intimately involved in the divisions of America as we believe them to be. There are not many people who are saying, this side is smart and the other side is stupid. That's an ignorant position. That's as sad as acting in a certain way because you believe that the whole world knows what you're thinking. I think the mainstream media is quite guilty of this, by the way. Number 3. Foreigners are always smarter. If you pay attention to Hollywood, you will realize that the American population has been conditioned to believe that foreigners are smarter, more elegant and sophisticated. Nothing could be further from the truth. There are stupid people anywhere you go, and there are smart ones as well. So, we have some weirdos like Madonna putting on a foreign accent.
We are no longer in America.
Because somehow it will make them seem smarter or more sophisticated. That's honestly pathetic. We even have foreign actors in Hollywood that have to put on American accents to capture a sense of authenticity. Imagine you can't find an American in America to play an American drama. I want to urge all people to embrace who they are and who God made them to be, because some blockheaded celebrity is lacking self-confidence and a sense of identity doesn't mean that you have to as well. Don't harbor pride, but at the same time, don't let anyone convince you that you're stupid. Number 4. We became a superpower. Whether you choose to admit it or not, America is one of the greatest nations the world has ever seen. Its economic and military power has been unmatched. Some have been slow enough to think, however, that America attained this preeminent position somehow by its intellectualism and military strategizing. Your liberties were afforded by those who gave their lives for you to have it. Others believe that America gained its position by its underhanded dealings on the world stage. The bottom line is, whether you see it or not, God gave America its place in the world based on its covenantal interaction with Him at its very inception. The way it defended God's chosen people was a defining factor that launched America into global dominance. It is no coincidence that America set itself apart from the moment it had a hand in recognizing the state of Israel. America is not a world leader by anything any man has done, but it was given this role by God. For this reason, so many nations have attempted to duplicate its success and failed. You can build all the skyscrapers you want, attract all the foreign investors you can muster. It makes no difference. Unless the Lord builds a house, they labor in vain that build it. Today, America is leading the world in things that are anti-Christ. This is the path to certain failure. Those that embrace this misconception that they can blaspheme Christ and remain with the freedoms they currently enjoy should stop to consider history. Number 5. We define love. I'm not sure if this should solely lay on American shoulders, but I assure you many Americans harbor this misconception. This is not about America taking the gross liberty to redefine marriage, gender, and love itself. That dead horse is receiving many blows elsewhere. This is about the misconception of love. Many cultures have been influenced by Hollywood adopting its ungodly practices. A thing like arranged marriages that are prevalent in many other cultures is met with absolute scorn and treated as immoral. Now, a young lady or a young man has to have multiple partners before he or she can decide who they want. I didn't hear that from a secular speaker, by the way. I heard that from a Christian speaker. There's a transformation of the entire dynamics of love relationships and how we comprehend it. America has popularized the first kiss and the reaching of the bases with a girl and the first time. It's even considered a shame to be a virgin. No wonder we have gone awry with what could be defined as love. It is the role of the church to teach young people how to reasonably choose a partner and to understand that God hates divorce. You don't have to date 1,000 people before you decide. No wonder we're losing young people to the lust of the flesh and the pride of life. God defines love. He is love. I could talk a lot about this, but that's for another day. So God is not willing that any should perish. I believe that it certainly moves Him to see a nation that once knew Him fall for the deceptions of the enemy. What will save a nation from folly? Repentance. What will lead to repentance? The preaching of the truth. That's hard because most are opposed to the truth. We preach it anyway. Do not be afraid to speak your mind. It may save a soul or it may save a nation. The enemy has certainly brought a lot of deception in the last day. But we must learn that if we know the truth of God, we must speak it because it is a truth that will set men free. Now think about that. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like it now. Share it now. If you did not subscribe to Preacher Man TV yet, get on there and subscribe. Subscribe to Preacher Man TV on YouTube and click the little notification bell so that you won't miss another message. As soon as we upload it, you'll get a notification. God bless you.